Racewear, your source to all custom racewear apparel needs, and home to iRacing apparel. Check it out today at rnrracewear.com.
Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
Call it Rockingham Speedway, North Carolina Motor Speedway, or just The Rock. Rockingham is among stock car racing's most historic tracks. Opened in October 1965, Rockingham hosted two NASCAR Grand National, now Cup Series races annually until 2004 when it was dropped from the schedule of NASCAR's Premier Series. During those 4 decades, a virtual who's who of stock car racing revisited Victory Lane at Rockingham, beginning with Curtis Turner winning the 1965 American 500 and going on to include the likes of Richard Petty, David Pearson, Bobby Allison, Cal Yarborough, Darrell Waltrip, Bill Elliott, Dale Earnhardt, Dale Jarrett, Rusty Wallace, Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin, and Matt Kenseth taking the final win in 2004. Opened as a flat 1-mile oval, Rockingham underwent a major overhaul in 1969 when it was reconfigured to a D-shaped, high-bank track measuring just over 1 mile, with an infield road course added for good measure. The track surface has been proven to be particularly abrasive, adding tire conservation to the track's already daunting challenges. In recent years, Rockingham has played host to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, ARCA, the Whelen Southern Modified Tour, and the UARA Stars Late Model Series. But tonight, it's race number 13 of the IROC Challenge Series, and it's next on HBR TV. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the virtual Rockingham Speedway, North Carolina Motor Speedway. That's kind of my preference, but never mind what I want. Let's take a look at the race details for tonight. Of course, 150 laps the race distance, stage break coming at lap 30. 75-degree ambient temp, 56% humidity, partly cloudy skies, 2-mile-per-hour breeze. 101 degrees the track temperature, not super hot and slick like we expect it to be, though. Again, tire conservation going to be paramount here this evening. Drivers needing to take care of those Goodyear Racing Eagles underneath their race cars. Again, stage break coming at lap 30. The fuel percentage tonight at 65%. 2 tire sets available over the race wall, pit wall, for these drivers to take advantage of this evening. Warm-up session just about complete. Couple of minutes remain. We'll take a look at the best times in the session. Right now it's Aaron Smith, a 23.94. Neil Quick, second fast. Had a strong run here in the No Bull Racing Series just 24 hours ago. 24 flat for the 83 of Brandon Mefford. Brian McCann at 24.09. And the 22 of Kopp at 24.13. Again, qualifying already in the books. Take a look at the practice results from earlier on. Aaron Smith was fastest at 23.909. Brandon Mefford, Neil Quick, Jaden Hopp, Brian McCann was your top 5 in the practice session. Watch Josh Funkhauser here, 7th quick in warm-up. 32 of Garrett Johnston, same lap time as Funkhauser, 24:18. Ten seconds on the clock here. We'll wrap up the warm-up session, get right to the race session, get to our starting grid, and get things underway here again for 150 laps from the Rock. Red and black flags on the session. Good avoidance there for the 81. So with that, let's get to our starting grid. On the pole position with a lap time of 23.890, it's the 2 of Neil Quick. Outside front row, number 83 of Brandon Mefford. Starting third, the 70 of Aaron Smith. Jaden Hopp going to roll off with his numbers namesake in the 4th position. Starting 5th is Michael McDonald, the number 16. Brian McCann, P6 in the 3. Garrett Johnston, number 32, Charity Motorsports entry. He'll start 7th. Rick Kelly with Chaos Motorsports. He starts in the 8th spot. Chris Wally starts 9th. Jeff No rolling from the 10th position. Josh Braley, number 28, starts 11th. Cook Quick in the 23 starts 12th. 13th starter, it's William Tyndall, the number 62. Stan Carnathan will start 14th. John Osborne, the 44, starts 15th, with the 16th starter being Trevor Quick. 17th, Doug Wysocki. 18th goes to Josh Funkhauser, the number 81. Timmy Schofield, the 12. He'll start 19th. Mike Cook, the 00, starts 20th. And 21st, shotgun on the field, the number 22 of Matt Cobb. Your starting grid here from Rockingham Speedway, North Carolina Motor Speedway, as the field rolls off the grid. Should be one lap before we get to the green flag here as they get formed up 2 by 2. Working out of turn number 4 as we wait for the green flag.
Ready, green, green, green.
Oh, somebody in the fence off turn number 2. Is it Brian McCann? No, it's the 16 that looks like Glenn McDonald in trouble early on. McDonald just goes straight to pit lane. Lap 1 in the books. Neil Quick's going to lead him to the start-finish line. Battle for the 2nd spot. Aaron Smith underneath Brandon Mefford. Still a little smoke on the backstretch from McDonald's incident right off turn number 2. Went up the racetrack at the right side of the safer barrier and then sent him down to the inside of the track. We'll get a look at it here in just a moment or two. And folks, don't forget, some of these drivers ran a 130-lap race in the Noble Racing Series just last night here at this same racetrack, Rockingham. One of those drivers being Neil Quick. Aaron Smith looking to the inside, though, for the race lead down into turns 1 and 2. Still the battle for the race lead. Quick continues to battle back up top. Aaron Smith's going to have to tuck in behind here into turn 3. Quick goes up the racetrack. Looks like he's running the mid to upper grooves here every corner. We'll see if he duplicates the same effort down into turn number 1. Yeah, there it is again. You see him just kind of rocket up the racetrack. Comes in about mid-lane and comes up the racetrack. Sets him up for a good exit. Gets back to the power. Turns it down. Aaron Smith has slipped back into the 3rd position. Mefford retakes P2. Our top 4 remain the same as where we started. It was Quick, Mefford, Smith, and Hop. Garrett Johnston up a couple of spots from 7th in P5. Then it's Brian McCann, Rick Kelly, Cook Quick, Chris Wally. In the 10th place, it's Josh Funkhauser. Mefford really gaining some ground here on Neil Quick. Makes a look to the inside here. Turn 3 could be the position to make this pass for the 83. Quick way up the racetrack. He's going to have a whale of a run out of 4, but I don't think Mefford's going to get clear, and he does. Mefford, your new race leader here, lap number 9. Quick back to the 2nd spot, showing Aaron Smith, hey, this is how you get it done. Jaden Hopp coming into the picture here as well. Remember, he was running in that 4th position, still where he started. Quick is slipping out of the 3rd spot. Aaron Smith up to 2nd. Ten laps in, we're going to go back real fast here. Take a look at that first lap incident with Michael McDonald in the number 16. We'll get a look at it here. This was the first lap exiting turn number 2. The 16, I think, just comes up the racetrack a little further than he had planned on exit. Loses the nose, opened up the wheel, not sure, but he definitely gets a piece of the wall. Right at the edge of the safer barrier, big time impact to the inside wall. I think that's really what caused most of the incident, was just the location where he got into that safer barrier right as it ends. Kind of set him up to hit the wall a 2nd time and then forced him down the bottom of the racetrack to hit the inside safer barrier. Looks like McDonald's on this one pretty early.
Caution somewhere.
Caution on the speedway once again. Not Cook Quick, not Mike McDonald, Josh Braley possibly. He's the only one that's kind of by himself here. Oh, we got some more. Jeff No in the 55. 0 of Mike Cook. Let's get a look at it. Oh, the double 0 way out of the throttle. Slides up the racetrack while No in the 55 had a big run. It's going to collect a couple of drivers. No, and again, also the 12. 12 being Timmy Schofield. But there you have it. First caution of the evening, 13 laps in here. First stage is 30. Jeff No in the pit box here, getting some repairs made. I think he's going to have to do this the hard way. Again, just want to remind everybody, no fast repairs available in this series. If you wreck it, you got to fix it. Doesn't get done quickly. Meanwhile, Brandon Mefford, your race leader over Aaron Smith, Neil Quick, Brian McCann, Garrett Johnston. Back to start finish. Lindsay in the stream chat says, I'm late. My apologies. You're not that late. We just started early. No, really, we did. You're right on time. Should get the 1 to go signal this time by. Pace car lights should extinguish. And there you have it. So we are on the 1 to go. Next time by, we'll catch the green flag here. Bit of a shootout at the end of the stage here. Now we've got everybody tightened back up in 2 by 2. Lindsay in the stream chat saying, bracket challenge, who's going through? I hope you've got a better understanding of it than I do, because I don't know how it works. I'm not a bracket guy, whether it's for basketball or otherwise. I've seen the posts on the Facebook and seen who's where, but I can't make sense of it. Just going to be honest about it. I'm not going to pretend to know. I just don't know. Pace car takes the hard left down pit lane. Let's try it again. Green flag in the air. We're back racing from the Rock. Mefford maintains the top spot over Aaron Smith. Neil Quick and Brian McCann battling it out for the 3rd spot. McCann in the 3 up top, trying to use the outside here to build a run off the corner. It's worked for Neil Quick. And it works for Brian McCann. Quick's going to go back to the top side, sticking with what works. Jaden Hopp running back in the 4th spot still. Oh, somebody's in the fence here. Who is it? It's not Neil Quick. It's the 51 of Chris Wally. Looks like he got hooked and set up the racetrack. Caution just now coming out with Rick Kelly in trouble.
Far away from your mouth again. Just double check that for us, please.
Not sure if he was a part of that incident or not. We're going to go back and look. So it looks like the incident with Wally happens just ahead of the 31. You see it right here. I don't know if Wally missed. Foot slipped off the pedal. What happened there? I don't know, but the 31 just gets dumped on the straightaway. Locks her down, keeps at the bottom of the racetrack, but we're under our 2nd caution of the evening already. So lap 20, again, the stage is coming up in lap 30, so we've got another yellow to be concerned with, and that's a planned caution. Cautions certainly breed cautions, and I think that's kind of where we're at now. The guys got bunched up again, trying to race for those positions early. That's really the best time to make those big moves and try to take some positions away, is right at the restart and a little bit thereafter. That's what was going on, but that's kind of why we talk about how cautions breed cautions, because the aggression level goes up considerably. You got everybody on top of everybody else. One little mistake gets compounded awfully fast, and, well, you see the end result. So, under caution once again here, second of the evening. We're going to actually jump out and get a quick break out of the way here. We'll be back for the restart after this. Stay with us.
I met Marcos Garza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
R&R Racewear, your source to all custom racewear apparel needs, and home to iRacing apparel. Check it out today at rnrracewear.com.
Back at the North Carolina Motor Speedway, pace car about to hit pit lane. Getting another restart under our belt. Going to be lap 24 as they approach the start-finish line. Back racing from Rockingham. For the race lead, Aaron Smith trying a long way around on Brandon Mefford. Side by side off of 2. Looks like Smith's got him clear. New leader. Jaden Hopp having some connection issues again. We saw that's happened a couple of races now. Jaden running back in the 5th position. Little bit of blinking in and out here and there. It's going to make William Tyndall, number 62, a little uneasy. Let's ride on board with Tyndall. See if it happens some more here with the 4. So far, so good. Jaden Hopp connection issues seem to have cleared themselves up. It's got to make William Tyndall feel a lot better about things because you do not want that race car to blink in and out while you're trying to make a pass. And we've talked about that so much, whether it's here or other leagues, but that can become a major problem very quickly for the attacking driver or even the driver that's being attacked. If one of those cars blinks out, for an extended period of time, you're left guessing where he's going to land when he comes back. Obviously, you kind of hope he comes back, but if he doesn't, that works out best for everybody. But if he lands in your lap, well, not much you can do about it at that point. Neil Quick back in the 10th spot. He's lost 9 positions. I just have to wonder here, as the 82 gets a piece of the wall, Stan Carnathan pancakes the right side. Looks like he does it again into turn number 1, and he's in trouble. I don't know if he's got a steering issue on his setup or what his problem is at this point, but he hit the wall, exited turn 4, and then drove it straight the wall into turn 1. We stay green. The caution's going to come out here in a moment here for the stage. Aaron Smith's going to win it. Or is he? There it is. Yellow is out. Aaron Smith, your stage 1 winner.
Great job, man. We'll keep working on this thing for you. How you doing inside there? You feeling okay?
Caution number 3, this one for the stage break. It's Aaron Smith, Brandon Mefford, Brian McCann, Garrett Johnston, Jaden Hopp, William Tyndall, Doug Wysocki, Matt Kopp, John Osborne, Neil Quick, the top 10 in the stage. So again, 2 sets of tires available over the wall tonight. Last night we saw a handful of guys not take tires on that first stop. Brian McCann was one of them. I want to watch and see if McCann sticks to that strategy tonight or if he decides to take the tires this time through. A little bit longer race tonight. We were 130 laps last night, 150 this evening. Rick Kelly stays out on the racetrack, made a pit stop at lap 20. Looks like Chris Wally's going to stay out as well. Brian McCann comes to the attention to his pit crew. And McCann's going to go no tires again. Now again, a longer race, 20 more laps to be concerned with, so this may not necessarily be a bad plan. This could work out for McCann. Looks like just about everybody up and down pit lane went with fuel only. Lindsay in the stream chat. Once again, we all turned our Wi-Fi off. Go, Jaden. Lindsay, of course, in the household with Jaden Hopp. Trying to maximize that bandwidth for the iRacing setup. So it looks like Chris Wally's going to restart this as our race leader. Again, he made a pit stop at lap 20. Quick in 20th. I imagine he may get a wave around here when we get back to start finish. So there it is, pace car lights go out. So next time by, back racing. All right, so watch the 51 of Wally here. Again, it's only a 12-lap difference on tires, but it may make a difference. Well, not really. All these guys at pit, they didn't take tires, so it's going to be pretty equal here. Pace car pulls down pit lane.
Green flag.
Green flag back in the air. Chris Wally gets away for now. Aaron Smith, big time run to the outside, going for the race lead off turn number 2. Wally can't slide it up the racetrack. He's got a car there, but now Aaron Smith gets clear. Smith back to the point into turns 3 and 4. Brian McCann approaching. He wants more of the same. Alongside and now completes the pass on the 51, so he's up into the 2nd spot. Now top 3 is going to be Garrett Johnston into the 3rd spot. He's going to quickly take it from Wally. Hop alongside the 51 as well. Hop trying to get up into the 4th spot. Still not clear the 51. Wally way up the racetrack. He's going to have a big run out of the corner. That's a great way to defend. It's working for the time being. Aaron Smith, Brian McCann, Garrett Johnston, Chris Wally, Jaden Hopp, your current top 5. Brandon Mefford has slipped back to P6. Certainly not out of this one yet. Plenty of racing left to go. Mefford's shown a lot of pace here early on. William Tyndall into the 7th position. He's up 6 spots. Doug Wysocki having a strong run so far, up in the 8th position, up from the 17th starting spot. Neil Quick still back just to the end of the top 10. And don't count him out yet. He's got plenty of pace. I really think he's just taking care of his equipment. And Mike Cook up 10 spots in the 10th position. Oh, big time battle here towards the front of the field. Johnston, Mefford, and the 62 to the bottom. Big time move. William Tyndall putting him up on the dash and going for it. Very aggressive move. He made it pay and it worked. But man, if there were some wrecked race cars in that one, they'd be awfully angry this early on. Oh, big time wiggle for the 62. It's going to open the door for Mefford once again. Mefford now to the inside. A little bit of door handle to door handle there between the 83 and the 62. Mefford may have the 6th spot, but no, the 62 of Tyndall's battling back. Mefford and Quick get back by the 62 of Tyndall. Tyndall back to 8th. Aaron Smith still leading Quick. Starting to make his way through here. He's alongside of Mefford, at least he was for a minute off of turn number 2. Tucks in behind the 83. Now switching lanes, Quick way up the racetrack, almost into the wall, keeps it off the fence. Big time run out of 4. Tell you, if that's a move for the end of the race. set them up into 3, go to the top, drive around them for the race win. Man, that'd be a great photo finish. Only 47 laps in right now, though, so don't worry too much about the finish. We got plenty of racing to go. On the racetrack, Quick and Mefford. Quick has the spot for now. It remains to be seen if the 83 can reel him back in, but Neal has certainly got the power down here, working his way back towards the front. The 32 of Johnson is going to be next on that hit list, and then it's going to be Jaden Hopp, Chris Wally, Brian McCann, Aaron Smith in that order. If Quick can work his way up to the front of the field. You're right on board with Garrett Johnston. Neal Quick pressuring. Oh, big time run for Neal Quick. Garrett Johnston almost closed the door on him and got turned, but he didn't. He got out of the way just in time. Quick working to the outside now. Got to keep your head on a swivel. Oh, Real loses the 32 off turn 2, keeps it off the wall, saves the race car. He's going to lose a spot or 2 out of it, unfortunately, though. He's still at the bottom of the racetrack. Johnston regrouping here, now in the 8th position. Neal Quick takes over the 5th spot. Chris Wally was a little loose off turn 2 as well. Saved the race car again. Aaron Smith now 2 seconds ahead of second place Brian McCann. A lot of little individual battles out here right now. We're watching Chris Wally, Jaden Hopp, and then Neal Quick and Brandon Mefford still fighting. Behind them, William Tyndall, Garrett Johnston. Remember those two having their own separate incidents. Tyndall being aggressive, making a 3-wide pass and making it stick. Well, there's the 32 of Johnston, almost threw it away off turn 2 a handful of laps ago. Man, that lead for Aaron Smith just getting bigger and bigger. Brian McCann now 2.4 seconds in arrears. Here comes Neal Quick up into the 3rd spot. A little premature, but now he's going to get the 3rd spot. Chris Wally gets a piece of the wall, opens the door for the 2. Seven laps in here. We're going to try and take an HBR TV side-by-side break. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back after this.
I met Marco Scarza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
met Marco Scarza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as
Back at the North Carolina Motor Speedway, Aaron Smith continues to lead over Brian McCann. 3.7 seconds the advantage. Aaron Smith just checking out. Brian McCann relatively unchallenged for the time being, but Neil Quick is closing in. Closing in a hurry. Jaden Hopp and Brandon Mefford have been going at it here for a little while during the break. Continue to watch this fight. Neil Quick starting to reel in the three. Again, green flag pit stops likely approaching. Most of these guys getting their pit stops out of the way here at lap 32. Brian McCann goes to the bottom of the racetrack. He may be pitting now or soon. He was just letting the two go by for sure. Nope, out of turn 4, stays on the racetrack, but Neil Quick up into the second spot. Very well could see the 3 hit pit lane here sooner than later. Handful of laps shy of the halfway point. Still have yet to see any green flag stops for the lead lap cars. Chris Wally, though, he is in the pits here. He was a lead lap car, but remember, he pitted lap 20. So he's going to be down a little bit sooner than the rest of these guys. They all came down at lap 32. Chris Wally slides to a stop in his pit box. And fuel only for the 51. Really trying to save a couple sets of tires here. Drops it and goes. Aaron Smith enjoying a nice Sunday drive here at the Rock. 3.8 seconds the advantage over Neil Quick. Brandon Mefford's going to make a trip to pit lane here. So's the 32 at Garrett Johnston. So green flag stops finally underway here at the Rock. Matt Kopp pulls down into the pits. Kopp was up to the 8th position at the time of his decision to hit pit lane. .13 seconds for the 22 of Matt Kopp. Jaden Hopp's going to take the second spot from Neil Quick as green flag stops are underway. Again, it might have been strategic. It might not have been. We don't know. Hopp now up into the second spot behind Aaron Smith. 4.5 seconds the advantage as Aaron Smith pulls off, hits pit lane as well. In with Tim Schofield. Aaron Smith's going to change right sides in a minimum. We'll see if he bolts on a set of 4 here. 4 tires and fuel for Aaron Smith. Drops the jack 14.73 seconds for the 70. Good pit stop. It's going to move John Osborne to the race lead. Osborne and Carnathan, 1 and 2, still have yet to make a pit stop themselves. And the caution comes out. We got a problem here. William Tyndall sideways on the backstretch.
Get your fans on.
This may work out really nicely for Jaden Hopp as he was in the pits at the time of caution. As long as he can get back out before losing a lap. I don't know if he did it. No, he didn't. He lost the lap. So as it stands, Osborne, I don't know. Did he? We'll have to look at this here in a minute. Yeah, he did. Hopp listed in P3, 1 lap down. The top 2 have yet to make a pit stop as the caution has just come out. Really traps just about everybody with the top 2 a lap down. I'm not sure how they're going to award the lucky dog here. Again, Hopp was in the pits at the time of caution. Now Carnathan's going to come down. So is Osborne. I don't even know that the pits were open yet, but they might have really stretched it to the very bitter end on fuel. We'll have to see how this cycles everybody back through. Lindsay in the stream chat. Jaden and Aaron as always. Holy Hannah Banana. It's a mom thing to say. I think Lindsay is Jaden's mom, if I remember correctly. I could be completely wrong, so if I am, forgive me, but... So, 4th caution of the day is trapped just about everybody a lap down. Those 2 drivers that stayed out, able to make their pit stops. Let's take a look first off at the issue itself, the caution that we're under right now for the 62 of William Tyndall. Was there issues prior? No, just gets it down below the yellow line and upsets the race car on exit. Almost had her saved. Little overcorrection, and this is probably what brings the yellow out. Single car spin, but it's enough. Lindsay back in the stream chat again. If you guys aren't watching the stream chat, I'm not sure if she's in the IROC TV stream or the HBR TV stream. Nevertheless, it's a good one to watch. Whatever one she's in, stay there. She goes, yes, I'm Jaden's mom. Poor kid. Already said I'm not allowed in the pits. Perfect. The more he complains about it, I'm a parent myself. I've got a teenager and 2 other younger girls. But the more that I embarrass them and the more they make that point known, the more I want to embarrass them. So they're starting to learn that if it bothers them, don't say anything, because Dad's going to make it worse. Tim Schofield pulls down into pit lane here. So let's see where this has cycled everybody out. If we've got a good gauge on it, it looks like a good chunk of everybody here has gotten laps back or is about to. We're going to have a million wave-around cars, possibly. Is that what I'm seeing here? It looks like that is the case. Everybody going around the pace car. So through that cycle, though, it looks like Osborne and Carnathan get free pit stops out of this. They're in a very good position. Try and set the field for you guys as soon as we get everybody back where they should be. Like I said, there was a bunch of wave arounds, and we are on the 1 to go, but with so many wave arounds, they might wave this off and go another lap. I'm not sure. We're still all discombobulated here out of 4. Hopefully they throw the yellow back out. Doesn't look like it.
We're going next time.
No, one more. They waved it off, so we're going to go one more time around. Lindsay goes, I get more animated for this than I do for NASCAR. Well, this is kind of like NASCAR. It's just iRacing NASCAR. And it makes sense, Lindsay, your kid's in it, regardless of whether it's a school sport or after-school sport or a video game / sim. We can't call it video games, but it's a competitive event of some sort. Your kid's in it, you're going to cheer him on. It's pretty cool. But it's my kid. See, there you go. Exactly, 100%. I can relate. All right, so now we look better. 2x2 off of 4. Pace car is going to take that hard left. Does just that. Go to the flag stand and wait for Barney to wave the green, and there it is, back racing at the Rock. Might have been Doug Wysocki getting loose off turn 2. I'm not 100% if it was. Indeed it was. He's down on the apron of the racetrack. Had to gather it up off of turn 2. Didn't hit anything, but is he going to come to pit road here? I think he might. That is the case. So Osborne out in front here. Says he's in the pits. He is not in the pits. So apologies for that. In fact, I'm going to try and refresh this here and see if that'll help. Fixed it. So it's Osborne, Smith, Hop, Medford, Johnston, your top 5. Nathan dropping through a little bit here. Don't know if they're... Oh, he's in the fence. The 82 in trouble. Caught the wall magnet down the backstretch. Now, I don't know if I've even mentioned the wall magnet here in this series this season, which is kind of surprising considering we're 13 races in. But the wall magnet, as it were, well, it's not really a magnet. And I know most of you probably know that, but just in case, it's not a real magnet. But what happens is, car slides up out of the corner a little more than you want it to. You get the right side into the wall down the straight, and it takes everything you've got to get it off the wall. And in some cases, you turn the wheel so far to the left, finally it bites, it comes off the wall, but now you're facing the infield. So it can be a challenge to get off that outside safer barrier, or in this case, concrete wall in the backstretch. Lindsay makes a very good point. I miss the Rock being the second race of the season. I miss it to being any race of the season. It'd be great if we could bring the Cup Series back here, even the Xfinity Series. But the problem that they had, even with the trucks when they came back, it was not very well attended. I know the tracks really make their money on the TV deal, but if the fans aren't going to turn out and support, just don't see them bringing a race back. It's unfortunate. It's a great racetrack. But being in North Carolina, there's so many other racetracks that are utilized in the area. You almost oversaturate the market, so it can be tough. Meanwhile, Aaron Smith reeling in the 44 of John Osborne here, coming to 60 laps to go. Smith is right there. Smith taking his time, knowing he's got plenty of time. Crossover from the 70, dives it to the bottom of the racetrack. What a move. Doesn't make it pay yet, though. Osborne fighting back on the high side, but Smith finally gets clear, slides up the racetrack. Jaden Hopp's going to close in here from the 3rd position. He wants P2 as well. Caution on the speedway once again. Don't know who we have involved here. Possibly Jeff. No, indeed it is. The 55 having a tough night. He's just going to check out. Tow it back to the pits. Let's see what happened. Looks like down into turn 1. Gets run into, I think, by the 23 of Cook Quick. Yes, Cook up into the fence as well. No, comes down and gets driven right in the door by the 82 of Carnathan. 3-car incident. Puts us under yellow for the 5th time this afternoon. So relatively early on since the pit stops, you might see some guys gamble here, stop down and take some fuel. I still can't imagine anyone's going to take tires just yet. Following up on the bringing back of the racetracks, Lindsay says Dale Jr. should bring it back. Well, again, as much as I would love to see Rockingham back on the schedule in some form or fashion, Wilkesboro isn't really Junior's pet project. That is certainly a Wilkesboro thing. Or Rockingham's not. What am I talking about? Rockingham's not the pet project. Wilkesboro is. And he's done a great job with that. I mean, it's not really his doing. It's a lot of his influence. But, you know, Marcus Smith really kind of the engineer of that whole project. Certainly the state of North Carolina coming through as well with a lot of funding for motorsports as a whole in the state, which is very cool. Some non-race fans might disagree. Taxpayers and all. I mean, I'm a big Buffalo Bills fan, just given my proximity to Western New York, and I'm not really a fan of the fact that the state is kicking in all that money for the new stadium, but I guess it is what it is. So, under the caution flag for the 5th time today, we're going to step aside and get another break out of the way, folks. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
R&R Racewear, your source to all custom racewear apparel needs, and home to iRacing apparel. Check it out today at rnrracewear.com.
Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified and Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook.
I met Marco Scarza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Back at the Rock, back under the green flag. Aaron Smith with a huge jump on the restart. Battle's going to be for the 2nd spot. Brandon Mefford, John Osborne going at it. Jaden Hopp in the picture as well. In behind the 83, off of turn number 2. Aaron Smith, no pressure out the back. Mefford gets clear. He starts to run away. Now the battle shaping up, and Mefford, no, Brian McCann, the other end. He gets into the outside wall off of turn number 4. Maybe some right side damage on the machine as the 32 of Johnston slides up into his path. Almost contact there. Could have been disaster for Brian McCann, and I think he's in the fence again. He is. A little bit of a wall magnet. We talked about that. See if McCann can regroup and get back into this. Running in the 8th spot. Well. Oh, wiggle for the 62. Tyndall trying to save it. He does. do not see that happen very often, where you overcorrect and you're facing the outside wall and you still manage to save it. Great job by the 62 to keep it out of the fence and in the race. Man, oh man. Catching my breath here. Tyndall still riding back in the 8th position. Brian McCann has regrouped a bit, back in 7th, now pressuring the 32 with Johnston for that position. Jeff No, slow on the bottom of the racetrack once again. Don't know if he's had a new issue on the track or he's just trying to get back out there. Wow, he might have had an issue. .55 is tore up from the floor up. He's going to take it to pit lane, or is he? No, he stays on the racetrack, certainly not making minimum speed anymore. Continue to watch Jeff No circle the bottom of the racetrack at what appears to be pace car speed. He's only doing 75 miles an hour. Chris Elliott in the chat saying hello to HBR TV. What's going on, Chris? Still Jeff No circling way off pace. Which I find very strange and interesting because this league does have a minimum speed policy. I can't imagine that it's in that 75 mile an hour speed. I know Jeff's just trying to make some laps here, but well, back to the action. Aaron Smith still out in front. Mefford running in second. No challengers for really either of these drivers, at least for the time being. But Jaden Hopp is closing the gap considerably here. It's already within a, well, 1.5 maybe car lengths off turn 2 down through Thunder Alley. Big wiggle. You can really hear the modulation of the throttle pedal. Brandon Mefford trying to get through these corners. Carries it down, gentle back to the throttle. And connection issues again for Jaden Hopp. Trying to figure out where Hopp is going to try and make his move. It seemed that the top side has been effective. But if Hopp has been doing any work with Aaron Smith, we might see that major crossover that we saw early on that Aaron Smith made and made it pay. Smith out to 2.2 seconds. It's the advantage for the 70 over the 83 of Mefford. Jaden Hopp getting closer and closer, but so is Neil Quick. 3-car battle here, second, third, and fourth. Hopp to the inside on Brandon Mefford, down into turn number 1. This would be for the second spot. Hopp alongside, Mefford way up the racetrack again. This is, again, a great way to defend. Hopp doesn't get clear. He's going to have to try it again into turn 3. Neil Quick goes way up the racetrack. Quick ripping the top, had a big run out of turn 4. Now he's looking to the inside. Nope, no room. Can't go 3 wide into 1 like that. I mean, I suppose you could. Wouldn't be prudent. Continuing to watch this fight now for the second spot. Brandon Mefford has it. He's got to really watch mirror for both drivers, the 4 and the 2. Neil Quick certainly not afraid to run the top here and build that momentum behind the 83. But Mefford's also got to watch the bottom. Jaden Hopp attacking as well, but Neil Quick, oh, this is going to turn into a 3-wide disaster. I just have that feeling. Someone is going to lose their patience before this one's all said and done. Neil Quick getting the pass made on Jaden Hopp. Nicely done for the 2. Now the battle for second. Mefford, Quick to the bottom. Mefford's going to use the high side just like Neil can. See if he can make it work. So far, so good. Neil Quick alongside, drag racing down into turn 3. Both drivers slide up the racetrack inches apart. And Neil Quick's got the pass complete. Now move the 2 up into the second spot. Final round of pit stops approaching. Neil Quick up the track, might have scraped the right side of the wall. Jaden trying to recover back into that third spot now. Think about putting the pressure on Brandon Mefford again. Lindsay in the chat says, Jaden will wait, then pounce. We'll see. I don't know if he's got enough here tonight. This is a tough racetrack, tough car and track combination. It's the way it should be, but not an easy place to get around. Talked about it early, Aaron Smith just enjoying, well, I said Sunday drive, but it's Monday. Nevertheless, just turning laps. And that number 70 machine picking off lap cars as he approaches them. He's got 4.3 seconds on the 4 of Jaden Hopp. With some drivers starting to pit, Brandon Mefford being one of those drivers. Garrett Johnston, Neil Quick also on pit lane. This will be their final stop of the race. If there's tires left to take, they're taking them now. Neil Quick, 14.9 seconds the pit stop. That's 4 tires and fuel. Brandon Mefford, 11.68 seconds. No tires for the 83. Fuel only. He had time, but maybe he didn't have the tires left. Josh Funkhauser now the 81. He'll hit pit lane. Right side goes in the air for the 81. I think Funkhauser's going to go with 4. And there you see it, 4 tires and fuel for Josh Funkhauser. Drops the jack, 15.80 seconds. Aaron Smith still out in front. Now it's 3.7 seconds. Jaden is closing in slightly. I'm not sure if he's just picked up the pace or if Aaron was slowing down, getting ready for the pits. Oh, and the caution comes out. Does Aaron Smith get to the pits in time? It was very, very close. If he can get his pit work completed right now, he's going to be in great shape. Not that the 70 really needed it, but if the caution came out before he broke the plane of that pit entry line, that cone, the commitment cone, he could be held for an entering closed pit. He's going to try it, though. He's in the box. Right side goes in the air. Four tires and fuel for Aaron Smith. This could be huge. And Jaden Hopp's going to come down here as well. I think this caution is coming out at an inopportune time for a lot of drivers, given that they're just about to pit. They might be out of fuel. That might be why Jaden's down pit road, because I don't even know that the pit lane is even open yet. Jaden Hopp and John Osborne both coming into pit lane, and I believe it's closed. Aaron Smith currently back on the racetrack, shown as the race leader. We'll see if anything changes there. Again, a guy like Aaron Smith, as quick and good as he is, not just with pace, but strategy as well. Come on, he's the last guy you want to give a gimme to. Nothing personal, Aaron. We like you, but you didn't need that. Well, still under caution here, 25 to go. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back after this.
I met Marco Sgarza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Back at the North Carolina Motor Speedway, Aaron Smith listed as your race leader still. Got away with one, looks like. And with that, in the excitement, I didn't even mention who was involved in the yellow. Looks like it was the 12 of Tim Schofield. Let's see what happened here. Tim was to the bottom there with Neil Quick to the outside. Go full speed here. Oh, and the 32 of Johnston just runs into the back of him. I think Schofield might have been hitting pit lane. Watch this in real time here again. I want to go on board with the 32.
Full to one to go. No go.
Oh, maybe a little bit of net code and big time closing rate. I don't know what the situation there with Schofield, but nonetheless, there you have it. They've gone one extra lap here before we go back to the green flag, trying to get the field set the proper way. Again, a bunch of wave rounds to be concerned with. Again, caution coming out right at the end of the run. While we have the opportunity, again, still under the yellow flag, you guys are all in here watching this. Give this this stream a like, man. Seriously, whether it's on the HBR TV side or IROC TV, help us both out. You can jump over to the other broadcast for a minute, help us out with a like, and then come back to your home broadcast. I'm okay with that. So Lindsay says, I have questions due to the caution. Well, give it a shot. You can try. I'll do my best. So we're going to get the restart here. It'll be 21 laps to go. Everybody should be plenty good on fuel at this point. Pace car is off.
Ready, green, green, green.
Aaron Smith just fires off so well. So top three, Aaron Smith, Jaden Hopp, John Osborne. Aaron Smith with one lap older tires than the rest of the challengers in behind him. At least Jaden Hopp and Osborne both lap 125. Brian McCann, he pitted lap 116. Garrett Johnston was 119. Chris Wally pitted 126. And Osborne real loose down the backstretch.
Big crash. Caution.
Yellow again. We got more spinners off of turn 2. I can't even find them at this point. There's one. Matt Kopp all shortened up. Smoke pouring out the back of the 22. Well, let's get a look at it. May have started with Osborne's issue. Big wiggle for Brian McCann. And it looks like Kopp just lost it on his own at the top. He gets into the 3. McCann corrects, but he's going to get a big slap of the wall as well. He comes down, collects Neil Quick. Two fast drivers getting nailed in this one. Quick's going to straighten it out, but he's certainly going to have some damage he's going to have to get fixed if he wants the side force back in the number 2. Watch it from another angle. A wiggle on the bottom from McCann. At the same time, Kopp wiggles as well, and that's where the contact is initiated. Big time impact really for both of those drivers. Well, less than 20 to go. 7th caution of the night. Not very characteristic of this series. These guys usually run pretty darn clean. A lot of times the only caution we deal with is the stage. Again, we mentioned it early though. Very difficult track car combination. Tough to get it right. Tough to be perfect. Aaron Smith though doing a good job of it. Plus with the added luck. Not that he needed it. So Lindsay in the stream chat, is Jaden clear from pitting under caution? I think Aaron made it, but I'm not clear about Jaden. That was weird. That's Lindsay in the stream chat. I'm assuming at this point that I don't know how he got away with it. Maybe the pits were open unexpectedly. I don't know. Nevertheless, the 4 running second. He's still being scored in the second position. I know after a certain number of laps, if you have been penalized, it will stop scoring you if you don't serve that penalty. So I'm going to say that the 4 is probably clean and good to go at the time being. We'll see if anything changes post-race, but as it stands on the racetrack, looks like the 4 running in the second spot ahead of the 44 of John Osborne. Yeah, Lindsay, and I'm pretty sure Race Control is in your chat as well. It's going to be Twisted Gaming. I think it is. Yeah, Twisted Gaming. Race Control checking in at the beginning. Maybe they'll weigh in, maybe not. A lot of times iRacing handles that side of things instead of Race Control, but I don't know. We shall see. Pace car lights are off, though. Looks like maybe a 15-lap shootout to settle it here, if we can get it in without another yellow. Again, cautions breed cautions. We're all stacked up, and it's, well, the pay window is open, so these guys are going to be on kill from here to the end of the race.
Green flag.
Laps to go. Aaron Smith ahead of Jaden Hopp. Man, if I had a nickel for every time I said that this year. The 70 in the 4, 1 and 2. Johnston in the 3rd spot. Neil Quick even after the contact in 4th. John Osborne 5th. Brandon Mefford, Chris Wally, William Tyndall, Brian McCann, Rick Kelly, your top 10. Those are also your lead lap drivers with the 81 of Josh Funkhauser, the first car 1 lap down. Neil Quick making a look to the inside. This for the 3rd spot on Garrett Johnston. Quick, well, he's been just that all night long. Quick, he's been fast just about at any point we have an opportunity to watch the two. He's attacking and making a pass. Again, running the Noble Racing Series race last night here at Rockingham, ironically in the same race car. Certainly helped him as far as the experience level is concerned. Maybe he learned a thing or two because he seemed fast. Again, put it on the pole here tonight. Quick still running that ultra high line. He's done a great job keeping it out of the wall. He's got 10 more laps to do it. He's got a strong run this afternoon, top 3, but again, he wants to get up there and battle with the 70 of Aaron Smith. I just don't know if there's enough time to see that one come to fruition. Aaron Smith out in front. Jaden Hopp runs second, 3.5 tenths back. Laps quickly dwindling. Oh, one car real loose off of turn 4. Who was that? It was Garrett Johnston. Gathers it back up, but he's going to lose some track position and maybe a spot here to Brandon Mefford. Mefford would love to get one more out of this. Every point counts. Still hanging tough on the bottom. Curious how hot he got that right rear when he got her sideways. It certainly opened the door for Osborne and Chris Waldy coming into the fray as well. Mefford gets on by, completes the pass, moved the 83 up to the 4th spot. Things not changed a whole lot here at the front of the field. 6.5 laps to go. Aaron Smith ahead of Hopp by about 3 tenths. Hopp has chewed into that lead just slightly. Last lap, both drivers within 200ths of each other. This time by, it's changed to about a 10th between the two of them. Ironically, Jaden was a little bit faster, a 10th faster than Aaron Smith. Remember last week, fuel economy was the name of the game, and Jaden Hopp was reeling in Aaron Smith late, just didn't have enough time. Oh, big time wiggle for the 4. That's going to heat those tires up. You can tell Jaden was pushing with everything he had to try and reel in the 70. Battles throughout the field have dissipated. Again, we've got 10 cars on the lead lap for the time being. Brian McCann with damage and all, still hanging tough in the 9th spot. Garrett Johnston, though, I don't know if there was some contact with another driver. He has slipped back a bit. He's going to take this position from McCann. Josh in the stream chat. My man is slinging it. Got to give him props for the pushing. What's the line? Do. There is no try. Jaden Hobbs doing it behind the wheel. That number 4 for sure. Fortunately, he's not closing the gap, and there is just not enough time left. Less than 3 laps to go. Aaron Smith down the backstretch through Thunder Alley. 2.5 to go. Going to be looking at his 9th race win of the season. Again, this is race 13, folks. Two laps to go from the Rock. Aaron Smith. I want to say he's still comfortable, but this is probably the narrowest margin he's had all race long, with the 4 of Hop in behind about 6.5 tenths. Off turn number 4, white flag in the air, final lap from Rockingham. Down the backstretch into turn 3 for the final time for Aaron Smith. Looking for that checkered flag once again. It's his 9th win of the season. Aaron Smith off turn 4, and he wins it at the Rock. Jaden Hopp's going to finish in the 2nd spot. Neil Quick runs 3rd. No, that's not sped up, folks. That's just Aaron Smith doing his burnouts here on the front stretch. That was a wild one. Aaron Smith parks it in victory lane here at the Rock. We're going to jump out, get a commercial break out of the way here before we get our top 3 in the booth. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I met Marco Sgarza when we were doing radiothons for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We needed sponsors to help us raise money, and he's always the first one to jump in. I would describe Marcos and his team as upstanding, someone you can trust, and he is just a genuine guy.
Marcos has been very generous. He has a genuine concern for people. You need somebody that cares about you. And that's what Marcos is, and that's pretty much what this firm is.
The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Racewear, your source to all custom racewear apparel needs, and home to iRacing apparel. Check it out today at rnrracewear.com.
Spartan Transportation and Spartan Logistic Management is your one source for all your shipping needs. 53-foot dry van shipments, auto transport shipments, full-service in-house brokerage, drop lot facilities, just-in-time deliveries to all auto manufacturers, facilities in St. Louis, Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri, and Indianapolis, Indiana. Spartan Logistics LLC, proud sponsor of the IROC Series, Kyle Steffens UMP Modified in Silver Crown Driver, and Gordy Gundaker, World of Outlaws late model. Visit us at spartan-logistics.net or find us on Facebook. Back at the North Carolina Motor Speedway, the race is in the books. Aaron Smith with the 9th victory of the season. Someone mentioned Groundhog's Day earlier. Let's get Aaron Smith in the broadcast booth. Aaron Smith, it's Steve with HBR TV. We once again meet again with another race win. That's 9 on the season, man. Congratulations. How do you do it?
I don't know. Rockingham's been one of my worst tracks in the service, but I guess if you put me here in this car, I can do just about anything. So I'm glad we were able to have a clean race tonight, and was fortunately able to bring it home again.
Certainly a tough track and car combination, really for anybody, but if you're coming in here saying it's not your best place, that's got to say something. Obviously, you get around here very well. Didn't have the pace in qualifying, but certainly had the pace in the race. Wasn't until later on here that the 4 of Jaden Hopp able to get close, but just pushed it a little bit too hard, got too much heat in those tires, and wasn't able to maintain pace. What is the secret to this place? Do you even have one?
Not really. It's the same deal as almost every other oval track. You don't want to go any higher than the bottom groove, or else you're going to tear your tires up. I stayed around the bottom, running around 80% the whole race. Unfortunately, that was enough to keep everyone behind me. I didn't really have the long run pace that Neil and Jaden had, but the fuel cell wasn't big enough for that to really make a difference. So, fortunately, I was able to stay ahead there at the end and just stayed on the white line and brought it home.
And it's interesting, too. You talk about Neil Quick having the long run pace, but he was running the middle to high lane almost every single lap and making it work. Have you spent any time trying to run the high side, or just found that it worked on the bottom and stuck with what got you there?
Yeah, I figured I'd just stay around the bottom. I tried it a little bit in practice, and I figured that would be the best approach to take for qualifying, but I wadded my car up on the second lap, so I wasn't able to get a good lap in. But fortunately, the first one was good enough to get me up to third, but fortunately, it didn't make that big of a difference there.
Well, fair enough. Lane changes abound next week at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Obviously, some guys really like to run the top out there. Do you have any practice leading into it already, or just haven't gotten to that point? And how do you feel about your chances next week out at Homestead?
I feel like the plan of attack will be about the same. I'm probably not going to touch the top of the 10-foot pole. We don't have the wall arrow that the Xfinity cars have. I don't think, at least. But yeah, I'll turn a couple laps and see what I can do before the race next week. But maybe I'll be talking to you again.
Looking forward to it, Aaron. Again, congratulations. The 9th win of the season, man. Who do you want to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, as always, I'd like to thank all the folks at IROC for having me this season and putting on these races. And I'd like to thank you for broadcasting and all the folks for watching. Looking forward to getting back at it at Homestead next week, hopefully to close out the championship.
All right, Aaron. Well, thanks for talking to us, man. Good luck next week down in South Beach.
All right, thank you.
Aaron Smith, your race winner for the 9th time this season. He doesn't know it yet, but the league admins are going to put him in a street stock for the balance of the season. I'm kidding. He's not really going to do that, but we should. You never know. With that said, though, let's talk to the 4 of Jaden Hopp. He's been a weekly visitor here to the broadcast booth. Let's talk to the 4. Jaden Hopp, it's Steve with HBR TV. You got me? Jaden Hopp, it's Steve with HBR TV. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
There we go. Jaden, second place finish once again to Aaron Smith. Man, you would be tearing it up if it weren't for that 70 car. What is it going to take to knock him off that pedestal and take a win out of him?
I'm not sure, honestly. He's always so fast on the short run, the long run, every single track. He's always so quick.
Well, you're getting faster yourself, so don't worry too much about it. Obviously, next week, different racetrack, different scene entirely. It's going to be the Homestead Miami Speedway. How do you feel about the run coming up next Monday?
I'd say I feel pretty confident. Homestead Miami is one of my better tracks, so I think it'll go pretty good.
Certainly looking forward to it. Jaden, again, congratulations on the runner-up here. A good points day. I know you want that win. Hopefully you can get one here before the season's out. Who do you want to thank before we let you get going?
I'd like to thank you, Steve, for putting on the podcast each week. They're always so fun to go back and watch. And I'd like to shout out my family for watching each week, too, and thank them for everything.
All right, Jaden. Well, thanks for talking to us, man. Good luck next week down in South Beach.
Thank you.
Jaden Hopp, your runner-up here at Rockingham. Next, we're going to talk driver of the two. It's going to be Neil Quick. We'll pull him up into the HBR TV broadcast booth. Neil, it's Steve with HBR TV. You got us?
Hey, Steve-O, what's going on, bud?
Well, we're doing good. Another top 3 finish for you here at the Rock. I know you ran the Noble Racing Series here last night in the same car. It seemed to help you. You were fast. You were running some different lines. Was it a benefit to be in that race last night?
Yeah, it definitely was. It was a kind of a heartbreaker last night, and we actually had to fire the whole crew after last night, but we'll discuss that at a later time. But unfortunately, took our old selves out last night. We had a really fast hot rod and just some errors in the pit stall that kind of took us out of that one. But moving on to tonight, man, it really did help. The car having a little bit less fuel made it feel a little bit better for myself. Just over here fired up. I just like to go back at this one again without some of the shit that happened.
Well, we were talking to Aaron Smith earlier, and he said the bottom was the place to be, but we were watching you just about every lap, middle to upper lane. What was the benefit, aside from just raw speed and carrying that momentum out of the corner? Was it better in the long run for the tire? Some guys seem to think not.
I was getting better tire wear on top. It's a lesser of the two evils. If you're on the bottom, it seems like you're using a little bit more right rear. On the top, you're using a little bit more right front. But I was getting good rotation, getting into the corner, kind of just staying off the brake and letting it roll into the top and then hitting the gas and let the car rotate. And I guess the dirt term is ripping the lip. Feels really good. Kind of excited. I heard what Aaron said in his interview, and I'm kind of thinking the opposite. I think that I'm really excited for Homestead next week, and hopefully as close as Jaden and Aaron's got, kind of like Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, his teammates getting fast there. So I don't know. We're going to give it hell. I just wish I wouldn't have had the lap 131 spin down the back straightaway, and I had to race all those cars after getting caught after the caution where they were up front. I had to go through another 7 or 8 cars to get to them, and I just think I used up a little bit too much. And I would have liked to have had it on a little bit more even keel, because ran Jaden down earlier. I think evens with Aaron would have made it real interesting racing.
So you mentioned that incident about lap 131. I know Brian McCann got into your right side. Did the car take any damage that you noticed, at least as far as its handling and effectiveness throughout the rest of the race?
Yeah, after that restart, the first couple laps, and it really, I checked on the damage and it didn't look visibly wrong, but just like we were talking about getting up on the top, when you get in and rotate the car with the gas pedal in the top and kind of stay in it and come up off that corner, it was a whole lot looser. So I lost that advantage that I had for that top. I'd kind of stay at the bottom and pace myself behind everybody and watch them use up their stuff a little bit. And then you just see I'd move to the top to make the pass coming off the forward. And it really conserved my tires the best that I could to have something longer on the runs. I think this is probably the closest I was to those guys. I think that just a little bit more fine-tuning, a little bit more practice and getting back in the groove of things. Got to make the switch here, because all these races add up, and the bracket challenge is elimination. So somewhere along the line, I have a feeling the 2 and the 70 are going to meet here shortly.
Well, we certainly look forward to that. And, of course, at Homestead Miami Speedway next week, you're going to be ripping the lip there. I'm assuming that that's going to be the fast way around. We'll have to see if that comes to fruition. Neil, again, congratulations. The top 3 finish. Who do you want to shout out to before we get going?
All the sponsors of the league, Spartan Transportation, R&R Racewear, Chris Wally for all the time he puts into it, and all the guys that I race with every week. I mean, top-notch guys over here. And the wonderful job you guys do at HBR TV. It makes it fun to go back and watch these the next day and learn to get better. So I appreciate everybody.
All right, Neil. Well, thanks for talking to us, man. Good luck next week. Maybe we can pick up a win.
Thanks, Steve-O.
Neil Quick, your third place finisher here at the Rock. That's going to sum up our interview portion of tonight's race. Let's take a look at the official race results. Top three, Aaron Smith, Jaden Hupp, Neil Quick. We just talked to all three of them. Brandon Mefford was your fourth place finisher. Chris Wally at top five. He finishes fifth. John Osborne sixth. William Tyndall was seventh. Rick Kelly finishes in the 8th spot. 9th was Garrett Johnston. 10th, Brian McCann. Josh Funkhauser was 11th. Timmy Schofield was 12th. His numbers sync. Matt Kopp was 13th. 14th was Doug Wysocki. Jeff Noe was 15th. Stan Carnathan finishes in the 16th spot. 17th went to Trevor Quick. Cook Quick finishes in the 18th position. 19th was Mike Cook. Josh Braley 20th, and 21st was Mike McDonald with an incident at the exit of turn 2 on the very first lap. Mike finishes 150 laps down. Tough night for the number 16. That's going to wrap it up for us here at HBR TV. Thank you guys all for tuning in, and as always, please help us out with the likes. Come down to the stream, click the like button. It's free to do. We don't charge for that sort of thing, but it really does help the stream as far as new eyeballs on the channel, new eyeballs on the league. It's a plus across the board. So if you can do that, we do appreciate it each and every single week. It's always a plus to do that. With that said, congratulations to Aaron Smith taking the race win here, his 9th of the season. And again, thank you guys all for watching. Make sure you join us next week, same time, same channel, maybe the same time. We were a little bit early this week, but about 9:15, if you're sitting down in front of the TV or your computer or wherever you're watching HBR TV or IROC TV, you'll be sure to catch the race. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.